How much is that offer on your website? The one you just put up for sale. How much is that offer on your website? 'Cause your pricing will tell a good tale. Hey, it's Lisa from LisaRobbinYoung.com, and this is a special Facebook Live edition of Creative Freedom, your dose of education and inspiration to help you build a noble empire and live an inspired life without selling your soul. Before we get too far into this, if you're watching, I'm using a microphone today, so if you would say hi in the chat and let me know you can actually hear what I'm saying, that would be good times. Because otherwise this whole thing is going to run and no one's going to hear anything I'm saying if the microphone's not working. So today I am answering questions. This is the first in a series of Facebook Live experiments that I am doing about answering your questions. So if you've got a question you'd like to see me cover in an upcoming Facebook Live episode, hit me up and we'll get it answered for you. You can post them in the comments here below, or you can send me an email. Use the contact form on my website at LisaRobbinYoung.com and we'll get you answered. So today I'm answering a question that was posed by Latara, who is on Facebook, and she had posted a question to her own wall asking if you could only be successful if you had high ticket items for sale. And it opened up a whole discussion around pricing and offers and things around money stuff. And the answer that I gave her is the answer that I'm going to share with you today. But in order to do that, I have to tell you the tale of two different types of businesses. The first is a very low-end mass market company that we all know, and regardless of your emotions about them, Walmart has done an exceptional job of cornering the mass market. Their pricing ranges anywhere from a few pennies for an item on clearance upwards of, I checked their website, $17,000 was the most expensive item that I could find on Walmart.com. So quite a big price range, and still this company is considered what you would call the low end of the pricing market. On the other end of the spectrum, I like to point to Tiffany. The only thing in Tiffany's store that's free is their box, and you can't get that unless you buy something to put in it. On their website, their least expensive item is a box of, I think, 5 note cards for $50. So you're talking about a $10 note card, okay? Completely different pricing strategy, and their prices go way up past $17,000. The point I'm making here is that your pricing tells a story that positions you in the marketplace in a certain way. Now, most people don't know that Walmart has a $17,000 item, and Walmart is not making bank marketing and selling $17,000 items, yet they have one. Likewise, Tiffany & Company is not in the market of selling their $50 note cards, but they have them because they know that there's a market of people in their audience that aspire to and can't necessarily afford a full-blown Tiffany anything, but they can spring $50 for a box of note cards and say, ooh, I got something at Tiffany. So when you're crafting your pricing, it's about the message you want to convey about who you are, how you're showing up in the marketplace, and the value that you believe your offer brings to the world. Now, there's a lot of psychology stuff around people who offer high ticket pricing, and there's a lot of angst right now around people who are pushing really hard for 6 figures and hustle and all of that. This is not that conversation. We're not talking about psychological bullying. We're not talking about the audacity to charge $1 million for your year-long program. That is not what this conversation is about today. This conversation is about how your mindset is positioned to be able to tell a story that makes that pricing make sense. Because you can sell your painting for $3, you can give it away, and it'll have more value than if you sold it for $3. Likewise, You could sell it for $300 or $3,000 or $30,000 or $300,000 or $3 million for the exact same painting. It's the story that you tell that you feel confident about that gives it that perceived value in the marketplace. Well, who am I to charge $3 million for my painting? Somebody had to do it. Granted, not everyone is going to feel confident and comfortable charging $3 million for their paintings, and you don't see a lot of them in the world. Likewise, as a musician and a performing artist, the standard industry rate for a downloadable song is anywhere between 69 cents and $1.29. Yet, I can charge upwards of $32 for a digital download through my sponsorship program. My sponsors will pay more so that they have the ability to not only get the songs, but to have a different level of access to me. So while they're paying for access, access doesn't necessarily cost me anything in terms of tangibility. But what they get is a tangible, downloadable song. So my pricing tells a different story for my sponsors than some random guy off the street who just wants to download my latest single so that they can hear what I sound like. So what story are you telling to your audience? Because anybody can sell anything at any price. We've seen it. Starbucks sold coffee for $5 when everybody else was charging 59 cents. Now pricing is going up to reflect that change in perceived value, because once the world got used to the idea of, hey, people will pay $5 for a cup of coffee, maybe we should charge $2, the pricing started to shift. That's another piece to this puzzle, is how does the market perceive the value on a whole? So when you're looking at serving a mass market, you want to reach lots of people, as many people as you can. By necessity, you've got to bring the price down. So you need more scale in order to make as much money as if you were on the other end of the spectrum. If you're high end, you only need a handful of people because you're charging really high prices. That's the mindset behind why someone will charge 6 figures or 7 figures for their year-long mastermind program. Hey, I want to make a living at this. I only want to serve 10 people. I'd like to make $1 million this year. I need to charge $100,000 for each spot. That's basic math. Now, the cost may not be anywhere near that. It may cost them $350 to run it for the whole year. But that's not the point. The point is they've crafted the story that gives people the information that says, yeah, in my mind, it's worth $100,000 to offer this program. And then your receiver, your person viewing this message, is going to go, yeah, it's worth it in my mind to give you $100,000 because I'm going to get at least that much value out of it or more. Now, not everybody's going to think that. And you're going to have people who are like, I would never pay $1 million to be in anybody's program. I don't care how great it is. No. Those people aren't your customers. They will never be your customers. And so listening to them balk at you is only going to make you feel miserable about what you already believe to be true for you. And I've seen this time and again with my clients and with other people in the world. The minute you believe that you've got value, the other people in the world who agree with you show up to start paying you. And I had a client not that long ago who was grossly undercharging for the market that she was in. She was living in one of the most expensive cities in the country, and she wasn't charging enough to constitute a living wage. And we talked about that. And so she made a plan to adjust her pricing over the course of the year. And I'm like, well, I really think you should do it sooner rather than later because this is going to have an impact. You trust me, but I don't push, because if it's too uncomfortable for somebody to make that pricing shift, they're not going to make that pricing shift. So she set her prices, and 2 months later, when the new clients started coming in at the new rates, she was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost full. I really probably should have charged more. Yep. And I mean, she's not charging 6 figures, okay? But even if she was, if that was her attitude about, oh, I should have priced this higher, then she was recognizing the value that she was bringing. But not only was she recognizing it, her people were recognizing it too. And that's a powerful thing for people to grasp. They got to latch onto that in their brain, okay? The idea is, it's not just about what you believe it's worth, it's who are the people in the world that agree with you. And the people in the world that you're traveling with right now may not agree with you. And that's fine. You don't have to stay with that traveling pack of people forever. Up-level your mindset and new people show up. Okay? So, two ends of the spectrum. But there's another piece to the spectrum that I want to talk about, and that's the masstige market. You've got luxury, VIP, high-end on one side, low-end mass market on the other. Low-end doesn't necessarily mean low quality. Okay? I mean, we talk about Walmart, say what you want. They've got some good things, they've got some bad things. But it's not low quality. It's about the way we tell the story and position the pricing so that it'll reach more people at a lower price. That's low end. High end is higher price, fewer people. Okay? And the story that goes along with that. But in the middle, closer to the higher end than the lower end, there's this thing called the masstige market. And this is a market that companies like The Body Shop have been in for years. They cater to that higher end client or the person who aspires to the higher end but isn't there yet, isn't ready to spend that kind of money, or doesn't think they should spend that kind of money, thinks it's irresponsible to spend it. They have an attitude around high end, but they want high quality, they want high value, they want to feel luxury. Starbucks is a masstige brand now. They were a prestige luxury ooh la la when they first came out, but now it's socially acceptable to charge $5 for a cup of coffee. And now they're kind of in the middle of the market, that masstige place. So you're serving way more people like mass, but you're charging higher prices like VIP high-end, but you're not all the way VIP high-end. Okay? You don't have individual servers coming and pouring your coffee and asking you, would you like more cream with that and all of that. You're somewhere in the middle. So that does exist. And you have to decide for yourself, how is your business going to be positioned to show up in the marketplace? Are you going to be high-end? If you're going to be high-end, you have to be high-end. In everything you do, you have to show up with that higher level quality, that higher, more polished appearance, that cleaner, crisper, more elegant style. Your customer service has to reflect that, and your pricing has to reflect that. You can't talk about taking people on an exotic island retreat and charge $2,000 for it. That's not high-end. It doesn't convey the same story in their mind, and so there's a mismatch there. They don't trust that. On the other hand, if you say, hey, this is a group program, then all right, we're going to do it, and it's going to be $2,000, and that's right in the middle of the market. And if you want like everybody to come and you're going to fill a stadium, then those tickets are probably going to be $97, and you're not going to an island. It's going to be in some, municipal metropolitan location. So when you are crafting your brand message, whether you are an artist or a singer or a therapist or a shoemaker or a direct seller, you have to realize what positioning your pricing tells, that story that your pricing tells. And when it's incongruent either way, people go to Walmart and see that $17,000 chandelier, they go, at Walmart? Like, what? Like, no. So what's the story that you're telling with your pricing? And make sure that you are congruent across the board. Whether you are doing something on the low end or something on the high end, make sure that all of the offers that you have reflect that story. Yeah, Tiffany doesn't have a lot that's low price, but they have that $50 pack of note cards. That is their low price offer in their scheme of things. On the high-end luxury side of things, $10 for a note card is about as inexpensive as it gets. So what is the story that your pricing tells? Leave a comment and be part of the rising tide and help us all rise together. That's kind of my mission around here, is to get people to share their thoughts, ideas, and comments so that we can all help each other out. And until next time, this is Lisa Robbin Young signing off in blessings and peace. Have a great day.